There's something deeply uncomfortable about the idea that confusion creates desire, but it's true. You were raised to believe that honesty, clarity, and pouring your heart out were the keys to a woman's love. But women don't fall for the man who makes himself completely transparent from the start. They fall for the man who leaves them questioning, the one who feels just out of reach. When you show every emotion you feel, right when you feel it, you rob her of the tension that ignites attraction. That tension, that uncertainty, is what drives her mind into overdrive, replaying your words, dissecting your silences, wondering what you truly feel. That curiosity is what causes her to invest emotionally before she even realizes it. You think that by clarifying your feelings you're building trust, but you're actually suffocating the spark. When you offer closure too soon, you kill the mystery and remove the emotional risk she needs to feel excitement. Love isn't born in a safe, predictable space. It grows in moments where she wonders if she has you or not. It feels wrong to hold back, to delay your text, to stay silent when she expects reassurance. But those pauses allow her imagination to fill in the blanks, and imagination is where desire is born. It's not about deception. It's about creating space for her feelings to swell naturally. When you stay grounded in your own energy, when you refuse to chase her approval, you communicate quiet strength. And it's that strength, that calm unpredictability, which keeps you lodged in her thoughts. Because she doesn't obsess over the man who lays himself bare immediately. She obsesses over the man she can't quite figure out. The one who makes her feel something she can't control. Most men make the mistake of thinking emotional honesty means dumping every feeling they have onto a woman the moment it appears. But attraction isn't created by overexposure. It's fueled by tension. A man who feels deeply yet chooses to hold his emotions instead of spilling them all over her creates an emotional imbalance she can't resist. Women don't bond through logical exchanges or constant clarity. They bond through moments that stir their feelings. Moments when they sense something deeper behind your eyes but can't quite touch it. When you pull back slightly just as she starts leaning in, when you hold a pause instead of instantly explaining yourself, you make her crave understanding. That craving is the root of obsession. She becomes emotionally invested because she needs to close the gap, to find out what you're thinking, to earn your certainty. It feels wrong to let her sit in that uncertainty, but that's what creates the magnetic tension that keeps her chasing. When you chase her or immediately try to soothe her doubts, you break that tension. And she loses interest because she knows exactly where she stands. Without risk, there's no excitement. It's the unknown that lights up her emotions. Your silence, your composed detachment, your ability to stay calm when she tries to provoke a reaction, these are what trigger her curiosity and make her invest further. Because women respect and desire the man who can hold himself steady even when she tries to shake him, who can love her without letting her control him, who doesn't over-explain but lets his stillness speak volumes. That man becomes an irresistible puzzle, one she can't stop trying to solve and trying. She bonds more deeply than any words could ever make her. Men are taught that giving constant attention is the way to win a woman's heart. But what really happens is the opposite. Endless availability makes you common, easy to predict, and eventually invisible. Women don't crave what's always there. They crave what feels rare, what feels earned. When you don't instantly reply to every message, when you don't rearrange your entire life to accommodate her schedule, you send a powerful signal that your time is valuable, that you have a purpose beyond her approval. That scarcity creates tension, and tension creates attraction. It feels wrong to not give her your full focus, but it's precisely that limited access that makes your presence feel special. When she doesn't know what you're thinking, when you leave intentional gaps in your communication, Her mind works overtime filling in those blanks with hopes, fears, and fantasies. That mental investment bonds her more deeply than any compliment or confession ever could. If you pour yourself out immediately, she doesn't feel chosen. She feels like just another person you're performing for. But when you reveal yourself, slowly, one layer at a time, she starts to feel special, like she's earning a part of you no one else sees. It's not about playing games. It's about understanding that the chase is a fundamental part of attraction. When she has to reach, for you, when she wonders if she's doing enough to keep your interest, she begins to value you more. That's when her desire grows, because women don't bond to what comes easily, they bond to what they have to work for, what they have to wonder about, what challenges them to rise to your level instead of pulling you down to theirs. Timing matters more than consistency when it comes to attraction. Most men think showing up every day, texting constantly, and always being available proves loyalty, but what it actually does is strip away any sense of mystery or excitement. When you disappear for a bit, when you give her space to miss you and wonder what you're doing, you create a rhythm that keeps her engaged. It feels wrong to delay your responses or not confirm every plan immediately, but those moments of unpredictability are what keep her emotionally invested. A man who's too consistent without tension becomes background noise, safe but forgettable. Women crave a story, an emotional journey with ups and downs, not a flat line of constant attention. By giving her emotional highs and moments of uncertainty, you make her feel alive, and that aliveness is what bonds her to you. When you return after being absent with presence, intention, and depth, you become a man she can't forget. She sees you as grounded, centered, and strong, someone who chooses when to engage instead of always chasing. That sense of self-possession is what draws her closer, not endless reassurance or constant availability. Because in the end, attraction isn't about being there all the time. It's about knowing when to pull back so she feels the absence and realizing she wants you even more when you return.